It's 101.5. I am Lady La. I've got Steve O, the notorious Steve O, in studio. And I feel like I'm catching up with you all over again. It's been a while, but I've met you before. It was like a long time ago. Jackass 2.
Yep, 2006. We got looted.
Yeah. It was insane.
I was nervous when you told me that we met in the past and that you were going to show me a photo. I thought, oh no,
I know
what
where
did
this is going.
do? And I got away with it. Like you're one of the few people from that time that have a favorable story.
No, everybody was really cool. The whole crew was there.
Nice.
And I remember that we were all sitting down to eat at this table, and someone bet that Wee Man wouldn't jump in the pool naked, like we were poolside. So he hopped up on the table and had his girl hold his cell phone and his wallet and just stripped down and ran across the table as we're all eating and popped in the pool. And I was like, dude, these guys are off the hook. Like, this is so much fun.
Yeah. Off the hook.
But since then, times have changed.
Yep.
And you've gone through a lot, and you've talked about it, which is pretty awesome. How's everything going since your recovery and going through what you've been going through?
Yeah, I've been clean and sober for 3.5 years.
That's amazing.
September 10th will be exactly 3.5 years. So
wow. So it's coming up on the 3rd-year anniversary.
Yeah, well, the 3.5.
Okay, 3.5-year anniversary.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it couldn't be a whole lot worse than where I left off. You know, at one point you either get better or you die, and it was really looking a lot like I was about to die. So I'm super grateful.
How tough is it for you to be in nightclubs and around drinking and whatever?
It's a good question. You know, when people are in recovery, what's so important is that they ask them, they check their motives. You know, you ask yourself, why am I here? Do I have a legitimate reason? And if you have a legitimate reason, then by all means be there. You know, like I wouldn't do the paid appearances in nightclubs where you like host parties or whatever. Because I just that's just there's not just a reason to be except to be in the middle of a party environment. But this is a real passion for me. You know, like I'm there to do a show. You know, and I love it. You know, I really do. Like people ask me if I have a high threshold for pain, and the answer is no. Like not at all. And I think that's why so much of our footage is compelling to watch. Is that none of us have a high threshold for pain, so we really react.
Right.
But what I do have is an unreasonable hunger for the attention of others. Yeah. And I love making people laugh, and I love making them squirm and clap and shriek and I do all that. You know, I really go out of my way to make all of those things happen every show.
Have any of the guys come out to see any of your shows?
You know who came out was Ryan Dunn and Bam. And Ryan Dunn was like the biggest supporter of my stand-up, man. He was really, really... he's like, totally, dude, I can't believe it, dude. You were hilarious, you know? Yeah. That meant a lot, man. And obviously, like... you know, it's devastating. I mean, losing Ryan Dunn, it doesn't even feel real. You know, like kind of hits me in waves. But like I'm sure that it hasn't still fully sunk in at all.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because I know Bam was here when he got the news, and he had to get on a plane and head back in order to address that whole situation. And it doesn't seem real watching you guys, even now, even being in the media and seeing it. It's like, no way.
There's like, you know, people like watch all the stuff we do, and we, you know, we've genuinely like defied death like so much. Like you almost get the sense from all of our movies and stuff, like you kind of get the feeling that we're like immortal somehow, you know, like Knoxville just stands in front of bulls, and it's like, you know, like, you know, and then all of a sudden, like we're not immortal, you know, and I don't even know how to deal with that. Like, it's crazy, but I do know that Dunn loved my stand up, and that meant a lot to me that he made it out.
What is the show? What do you cover in the show? Is it jokes? Is it story about stuff that you've been through?
There's I'd say mostly stories. It's relating like a real experience. Like a tranny really did go down on me in D.C. Like I'm not lying.
And then when did you figure that out that it was a tranny? Well, at what stage?
I was told that this person was born a hermaphrodite, meaning that they'd had a male and female parts.
Right.
And and that they had an operation to surgically remove the male parts, leaving nothing but female.
Okay.
Which is still a little shady, but I wasn't gonna let that stop this from happening, because I felt like this person was troubled, and I wanted them to feel worthy of affection. So what I'm saying is that this intimate encounter I felt was a Samaritan act on my part. I was really doing my part to. But in any case, sometime later, I was talking to my good friend Dr. Drew.
Oh,
and he
Dr.
said,
Drew, how is he?
I told him about it. He said, "Oh God, Steve-O, there's no such thing as a hermaphrodite." Like the crazy stuff that's happened with groupies is, like there's a lot of like really filthy stories, and also like a lot of jokes, and a lot of jokes are funnier when they're true. So I stick to what really happened and what's totally true, and also, like, being that it's a Steve-O show, I would feel like I was letting people down if I didn't do some kind of crazy tricks and stunts.
Right. Oh, so
that's
you do
part
stuff.
of it as well. It's not just stand up. And then after the show's over, I stick around, and like if anybody wants to meet me or show me something or tell me something or take a picture, like I stick around until every last person gets a picture. Everybody leaves with a trick up their sleeve, because I teach everybody how to get drunk in bars for free forever.
How do you do that? Well, I guess I have to.
It's an incredible bar trick, and what it involves is I balance a drink on my head. As soon as I let go of the cup, both of my arms go down completely by my side. And I've got this drink balancing on my head, and I'm not allowed to raise my arms whatsoever, and I have to drink it without spilling a single drop. And it's like a bar bet, you tell me, like, if I can pull that off, would that be worth a free drink? And of course it is. It's amazing. But if for any reason the person you ask says it's not worth a free drink, fuck that guy. You go to the next person, So you never actually do the trick until you have a commitment for a free drink, and that's why it's worth it. It works every single time, guaranteed. And it's a real highlight of the show. And there's no reason why people can't learn how to do it. And I encourage everybody to go try it at home.
Do you talk about your dogs at all? Because you talk to your dogs. You talk to me about your dogs.
I used to talk about it a little bit, about how I have dogs and
Bernie and Walter.
Bernie and Walter, yeah, and I diligently pick up their poo, and
shave their butt mullets.
Yeah, and every time I reach down and pick up their poo, I kind of look at it and I think, dude, I'm gnarly. Because that's like what that porta potty was filled with when I got launched through the sky. And like when I pick up my dog's poo, like seriously, like
you have a flashback.
I think, dude, I'm gnarly. Like I'm a gnarly guy. Like what's wrong with me?
That joke was so crazy.
Yeah. But out
of all the things that you've done, do you regret that one?
I don't regret that one at all. I mean, I think that I took on a significant risk of poo-borne disease.
Yeah, you could have caught something serious.
It's a poo-borne illness, but I was strapped in, and it all seemed pretty safe to me. Yeah, I had no idea that would be the closer of the movie, and such an iconic bit.
At that point, were you sober during that bit?
I was sober for that whole movie.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And how about everybody else?
Not
so much.
No, nobody else is sober. I'm the only sober guy. But like being sober filming Jackass movie doesn't help.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
But I was really like I was on a mission to prove that I still had that in me. Like I really, really wanted to prove to myself and the world at large that sobriety hasn't robbed me of my personality or my sense of humor or my stupidity or bravery. You know. And that's how it is, especially with this tour. Like I can't let go of doing like like scary, dangerous, painful stunts, like because it's still so important to me to prove that I have that in me. Like I'm not soft, and I'm like every time I get on stage, like before I get done with this crowd, like they're gonna know that I'm still gnarly, and and just funnier, and it's really the whole range, man. Like anybody who is a fan of Jackass, like there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that I like, some dirt that I dish up, and I'm happy to do that every time, and it's just like if you're a fan of Jackass, you're gonna like